Welcome back to the channel. This time it's time to have a little super mega feast. There's my mealworm farm. Here's our Chaco Golden tarantula, and then our Nicobarensis ant colony. And today it's time to feed them all. I've been feeding those mealworms for my ants and tarantula. So let's feed my mealworms first, and then start feeding these worms. It's been a few days since I feed them last time, so once they get that carrots what I'll be feeding them all the time, they will be all around that carrot. It's super cool to see. But before that happens, it takes a little while. While it happens, let's feed my ants and then let them feed and feast, and then jump into tarantula, and that's the most exciting part. And then we can go back on these two others after tarantula is satisfied. Hopefully, tarantula is now living in little hole what it dig a few weeks ago, and I have seen its legs outside of that hole or entrance, like now and then, pretty much every day. So I'm sure it's just waiting to get prey or just chilling on the entrance, but we'll see what kind of reaction we get. But first, let's take one mealworm for ants. Then I put this mealworm for a few minutes in a freezer or fridge, so it will settle down. It just moves that rapidly, so I can cut it easily, and then we can feed it for ants. So let's put this worm in there for a few minutes, and then it's time to feed. Time to feed our ants. So be right back. And now it's time. Last time we put our ant barrier in the second enclosure or formicarium, and so far it's been working. I haven't seen any ants climbing on this lid at all. And while we are feeding these, let's get new honeydew drop for their lid or bottle cap as well. We have a little ant here. It doesn't really want to leave. Would you? Dude. Hey. Woohoo! Leave this lid cap, please. Thank you. Thank you. And here is our mealworm. You're welcome. And then some honeydew mix, what I got with this formicarium. Once I run out of this, I will start feeding honey for them. But so far that honeydew will do very well. And of course, every time when I open this lid, it's kind of panic mode for ants, since air pressure change and atmosphere change, so they go into their nest and start defending queen. but let them be. Oops. Let them be for a while. And I'm sure we have some action there once we get back. But then are today's main events. Today's main event, feeding our tarantula. Like now it's mid-November, 11th November, and I was thinking that I could get another tarantula maybe beginning of next year, or depending of course what tarantulas is available and when. But I've been thinking that I could get another one. And I have own tweezers for only for tarantula feeding. Just and only because I don't know how well those irrigating hairs will do with ants if they move from tweezers from this enclosure to their formicarium. So just avoiding this cross-contamination, I'm using own tweezers for tarantula. And let's see, can we find some nice choosy one? You look very good. Come on here, come here. You are doing just fine. Now just nice pinch from that head. And let's see. Can we see hungry tarantula? Yeah, here's worm. Just for you, it's touching your webs. It's touching your web. Come on. Last time you were so much more vicious. I was impressed how quickly you attack on this. Are you not hungry at all? Or do you need your time? I'm just quite sure if I let you go, which direction you're going, what you are doing. And I'm talking about the worm now. Because it was few feedings ago when this fell in the bottom of the enclosure and it was a little bit difficult to get it. And now back to the ants, and as I promised, there's pretty much action around that mealworm. Ants has like dedicated workers, which they are like food freezers. They have social stomachs, and they fill those workers in their nest, and then those workers will feed whole nest over time when there is not food available. So that's something what they're doing currently. Workers are harvesting food from those worms and then in that nest they will feed all workers, and then they will fill also those social stomachs and those freezers, so they will also have food when I take that worm away tomorrow. I let it be like 1 day so they can go scavenge as much as they want. Funniest thing is that even tomorrow I cut that worm half today before I fed it, and it might be still moving tomorrow. It's super weird how long they actually stay mobile that way. But yeah, our ants are getting food. They are feasting with that worm and feeding their food supplies. They don't eat whole worm, definitely not. But they are now happy. And then other side of our theme park, our worms are having a feast. They are swarming over that carrot. It is super funny to see how, like, there's just few worms outside of that shelter, and now probably every single worm is trying to get a piece of that carrot. They really like that carrot. And then in the middle, our mega superstar, you can see that worm has disappeared. It has disappeared, so let me play a little clip for you. I was like editing this first footage, and I'm so glad I was recording this enclosure while I was doing it, because you won't believe what I saw. Okay, so first of all, I have no idea why, but the worm is just backing up like a truck. Beep, beep, beep. Moving backwards. I don't know why. No idea why. And once it gets on good position, something happened. Our hungry predator hits and strikes again. I don't know, it was like sleeping or something. It was outside of enclosure when I came in this room just before I started recording, so I doubt it was sleeping, but now it catches warm. And now I have a little problem in my mind. How the hell I can get the rest of that worm outside of that nest? Because obviously I can't go just poke it, because there's a chance I damage my tea. But I really like to get that worm outside of that hole, because I don't want it to start molding and rotten in there, and then might cause some molding problem for whole enclosure. There is those tiny little bugs which are apparently eating and cleaning that enclosure. But do you have any ideas how I could get it out if that he doesn't just push it out after it has feast with it? If you have any tips, let me know down below in comments. Would be very helpful. Thanks. But yeah, that kind of mega feast video. All of our animals, they get food, so I'm very happy about it. Our worms, obviously, they eat always. Tea, that was a little bit question mark. Do it eat? But as we saw, it did. I'm very glad about it. And then our ants, they are doing their ant things, which is very, very interesting to see. I also managed to count them. Like, very often they're just one giant black ball in nest and doing their nurturing and feeding each other's things. But when they get food, they like pair up and then feed each other's and then go for next one and start feeding that one. So they're much easier to count. And on last video we had 33. That was like a week ago or something. And now we have massive 41, which is outstanding. Can you believe 41? We used to have 4 workers plus queen. Now we have 41 workers plus queen. So far, 1 major. We'll see when we get another major. That would be super cool. But yeah, hopefully you like this feeding feast video. You like to see all my animals in one video, first time ever. Let me know in down below in comments what you think about this kind of feeding feast videos, and overall what you think about my animal setup here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay awesome as always.